Show what it do, man. It's your boy coming live and direct with the knowledge, with the wisdom. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Where they do that? Okay, let me tell you where it came from. Me and the brothers was talking about tithing. There's this big divide in the church that believes that tithing is not a principle that we should adhere to, because the explanation to that would be because Jesus Christ never gave us the command, which I'm gonna explain the error in that thinking. Because if we're gonna go off of what Jesus Christ specifically said to us as a command, then there's a lot of things we're missing as far as truth when it comes to this relationship and this walk. I want to bring up what a principle is, and then I want to explain what a command is, and I want to explain the difference in when you understand the need to adhere to a command and then you living out a principle. And it's two different things, and it comes in two different ways. And so this is what I want you guys to understand before I break it down. Tithing is a biblical principle, and it's not necessarily a New Testament command, but many times Jesus affirmed tithing in his teaching. So first off, let's look at what a principle is. A principle, this is the definition of a principle: a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior for a chain of reasoning. And it's funny, the example they put is the basic principles of Christianity. A fundamental truth is a principle. So a fundamental truth is, in layman's terms, it's something that people don't gotta tell you to do for you to know that you need to do, right? That's the difference from a command. So let's read what a command is, and I'll go back and forth. A command is an authoritative order. And the example of this is a captain telling his troops he commanded his men to retreat. So right there, it's an action. And guess what that action is dependent upon? A command is given, and it is dependent upon the circumstances. So as circumstances change, commands change. So there's the flaw in, okay, Jesus Christ didn't say first person to the future church, which he never really spoke in that way, to tithe.
Future church, give 10% of all of your income to the body.
We can't necessarily say that just because he did or didn't say specifically about tithing, the command was given or not, and that's where we base off whether or not we do tithe. That's faulty thinking, because circumstances change. Our principle about tithing started in Genesis. It started with Abraham, and it is a principle. It is a fundamental truth. It is something that people don't have to tell you to do for you to know that you should do. It's a principle of godly people, that everything that you get, 10% of everything that you own, it goes back to God. So tithing is a biblical principle, and Jesus affirmed that in the Gospels of Christ. So you know what? Let's go to the verses on tithing. So Luke 11:42, it says, "But woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye tithe mint and rue and all the manner of herbs, and pass over judgment and the love of God. These ought ye to have done, and not leave the other undone." So think about that. He's telling the Pharisees, like, you're going to tithe your mint, your rue, and all your herbs from your garden, but yet you pass over judgment and the love of God. So it said, these ought ye to have be done, and not to leave the other undone. So he's saying that you need to tithe, and you need to not pass over judgment, and you need to operate in the love of God. It's a principle. It's not a command from Jesus, but it's a biblical principle. And a biblical principle is a fundamental truth that, guess what, in layman's terms, guys, it's something that you need to do, and no one should tell you to do it, and you should do it. To wait for a command out of the word, like I said, guys, I mean, do you need to be told not to kill somebody? Do you need to be told not to steal from somebody? Do you need to be told not to cheat on someone with someone's wife or husband? You know what I'm saying? These are things that are principles. If your walk is being lived out by commands, and you're waiting for stop here, don't do this, don't do that, then you're operating in this walk in a false way. And you need to operate through a relationship, a spiritual, discerning relationship with God, letting his holy word feed your spirit, letting the Holy Spirit usher you into all truth and understanding. So when it comes to tithing, it's a biblical principle. It's a biblical principle, and Christ affirmed it multiple times. God bless you guys. God bless. God bless.